Well, the truth is Sebastian Fundora is next, but there's something going on with these belts. Let's talk about this right fast.
Push the weight enough flex. The live is one in the six. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. So, as you all know by now, this is next up. Barrel of Truth Spence versus Sebastian Fundora. Now, after Fundora beat, I'm sorry, I keep almost saying Costazu, Tim Tszyu. They took this picture after the fight. It was a hard fight for Sebastian Fundora, and you saw Errol get in the ring, and this is the first time we've seen him in public since the Bud Crawford loss. And you know the deal. You know the deal. He gets in the ring, and they say, "Well, this is next." We're like, "How could this be? What happened to the rematch with Bud at 154?" Bud was waiting on him, and the tweets. Bud tells him to get in line, and Errol says, "I don't do lines," and we're like, "WTF? What's going on?" Now, if we're talking about what's supposed to be is Errol's first match back in that ring is supposed to be against Bud. He said he felt better at 154. We thought that's what they agreed upon. And just like boxing, things change. Right? That changed. Bud was supposed to be getting this fight against Fundora if Errol's not fighting. I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible, but you do know that it's boxing, man. Everything is subject to change, and it's business. Before what we want as supporters of the sport. So this is next, and from what I'm reading, it's supposed to happen when. In Dallas in October. But the WBO, I guess you could say, kind of put their foot down. And from what I've read, says after this Errol Spence situation, if Fundora wins, he has to face Bud Crawford next or relinquish the WBO strap. Now, Fundora, he had his choice. He could have chose to fight Bud, which, what most people say is the right thing to do. But this is boxing. When do we ever get what we want, and when do these fighters or promoters do the right thing? But that's whatever it is. So what's happening is the WBO says if you don't do what we tell you to do, you either drop the belt or we're going to take it from you. Either do what we want or we're going to take the belt from you. Now again, he could have fought Bud, but this is what we talk about, star power. You can fight Bud, but you can also fight Errol, and Errol still got Dallas behind him. Now, for all you American fans crying and moaning, I want you to think about this. You the same guys, some of you, the same guys that tolerated when American fighters say, "Hey, I'm going to go fight the Mexican. I'm going to go fight the Filipino. I'm going to go fight the Ukrainian." And you say, "Why are you going to do that instead of fighting your American contemporary?" And you same guys get online and say, "Well, that person got a country behind them," completely undermining the star power or loyalty to the American fighter. But I digress. But I'm just letting y'all know that this is where the conversation comes from. And unfortunately for Bud, although he styled on Errol and beat him convincingly, Errol is still the A side. So Sebastian is saying, hey, man, and this is just me. I don't know if he's saying this out loud. Look, I could fight Bud and run the risk of being a victim for X amount of dollars and losing my belt as soon as I won it in a tough fight against Tim Tszyu. Or I can maximize my dollar, go to Dallas, fight Errol, and possibly beat him because he might not be the same after Bud beat him. Right? And you can hold on to that WBC spot, Kenny. But here's what's going on. The committee, they're stating that if Fundora wants, if he wants to fight Spence next, he will need to get rid of the WBO strap. All right, or they're gonna take it from him. All right. He's obligated to fight Terrence Crawford. Now, Terrence got a fight coming up against Israel Madrimov on August 3rd. And I think that card is in LA. That's a dope card that's on. I wish I could make it out to there, but I'm not rich. But he has to handle business there. They're saying if Fundora fails to agree to fight Bud next, the committee, what they're gonna do is they're gonna take the belt from Fundora, and they're gonna make the Crawford and Madrimov a WBO title bout. Can you believe that? But you know what? I'm not mad at the WBO because what they're doing is they basically, I guess you could say they're doing right by Bud. All right. They put him in a position where he could become a 4-division unified champion. Right. And he can also pursue the Canelo fight sometime this year or in early 2025. And they're saying he won't lose a 154-pound belt. Like how it's crazy. I think it was the WBO that told Jamel Charlo, as soon as that bell rings when you're fighting Canelo, we're going to take that belt from you. I want to say it was a WBO. Because I was at the presser, him and Canelo in New York, and I think that's what he said to me. He said, tell the WBO not to take my belt. I want to say it's a WBO. I have to double check that. It sounds like the WBO is doing right by Bud. You know what I'm saying? This is, I want to say, a good move by the WBO. Because, look, I want to see the rematch between Errol and Bud. Y'all know it's man down over here. But we saw what happened. And I could want Errol to run it back all I want, but if he don't want to run it back, what could I say? Nothing. Want to see the rematch, but if he considers Fundora a warm-up, nah. I think he's taking this fight because he feels he could win it. But understand, y'all, once that bell rings, the WBO saying either drop the belt or we're going to take it from you. Drop the belt or we're going to take it from you. Drop the belt or we are going to take it from you. All right? And that's what the WBO is doing. All right? So I'm not mad at that. Basically what they're saying is, okay, if he drops that belt and they make it a title fight for the WBO, if they make it a title fight between Crawford and Madrimov for the WBO strap, everyone's assuming Bud's going to win. It's boxing. It's crazy. If Madrimov wins, he'll be the WBO champion, but everyone's assuming Bud's going to win. So let's say Bud wins, he'll be the WBO champion. And if Errol wins, guess what he has to do? He'll be up next to fight Bud. If that fight don't happen directly next after this, you could say Errol is ducking. Like they're saying he's ducking right now. You understand? So this is a good move by the WBO. I'm with it. This is a tough fight between the Towering Inferno and the Truth. I like to say that Fundora likes to fight on the inside, but when he fought Tim Tszyu, I saw him doing something that I never seen him do before. He was using a jab. He was using his height. Errol has decent IQ. He's gonna try and get on the inside, which makes sense. And Errol likes throwing hooks to the body. And for a tall man, Sebastian Fundora can fight on the inside. So this is gonna be a fun fight to watch. I'm gonna call it a 50-50 fight as it stands right now. You know what I mean? So in the perfect world, Errol wins this fight, Bud wins this fight, and when they do meet, it'll be for some belts. And let's just get the rematch. But I'm gonna tell you something crazy. It's boxing, y'all. Errol could go in here and lose this fight, and for all we know, Bud could go in there and lose his fight. But I'm gonna tell you something, all hope won't be lost, because that'll be Errol's second loss. It'll be Bud's first loss. And to get back in the saddle, it would make sense for them to fight each other, because they can still make some money and sell some seats. No belts involved, but just for the love of the game. You understand what I'm saying? So good job by the WBO. I like Spence vs. Fundora. I like Bud over what's this fella's name? Madrimov. But that's not a gimme fight. Bud got to be careful. I need everyone to be safe. I'm rooting for Errol. I'm rooting for Bud, because I just want them to meet again, and I want Errol to get that get back, get a rubber match going. You know what I mean? Still man down over here, but again, we saw what happened, so we being honest here, right? Okay. So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Bronx on deck.
Move!